Hey, everybody! Welcome back to Matteo's Corner. We are back with more Vampire the Masquerade, Shadows of over New York, of New York. Things have gotten very interesting since the last time we delved into this game's story. A lot of things are happening. A lot of surprising things are happening, actually. Sounds like one of the big bad Baron guys is dead, which is rightfully interesting because now a lot of political stuff's going to be happening. Which I hear is most the basis of Vampire the Masquerade, as we've seen. So let's keep going here. Guessing by the sounds, the inside seems lively. Even if they know it's an emergency, they simply don't care. I mean, I kind of called that last time, though, so... What are you standing around for? You still need an invitation? No idea. Do I? I think the bouncer will let you in. There's a bouncer? Yes, and he's standing right in front of you. Just start walking, whelp. And here I am among partying elites. It's as stuffy and boring as I expected, but hey, at least it's exclusive. The title Panhard came up with... The title Panhard came up with for these yearly gatherings is called Celebrations of Power, an invitation to re-examine the relationship between our undead bodies and the spaces they inhabit. The week-long event is packaged as a sort of performance art piece to make the kindred who are involved celebrate their potential instead of despairing at their monstrous... Wow, I read that weird. So basically what they're saying is these clubs are for bringing people who are important to come to these parties and celebrate their own potentials instead of despairing at how they're vampires. Where like, you're like, yeah, being a vampire kind of sucks, but look at all the stuff we can do. Okay. We need to counter-program the omnipresent images of tragic vampirism with images that remind us we have inherited the Earth and are now free to remake it in our image. That's exactly what I just said. Exactly. Thank you, Prince. Um, to this end... Oops. To this end, she organizes a series of exhibits, concerts, fireworks, parties, business meetings, etc., etc., etc. Of course, the parties and business meetings are the most important. My prince. Kadir. Oh wait, Kadir. Finally. A saint with angelic wings, a holy patron of New York City. I take a good look around. Half of the figures here are dressed like they're attending a masked ball. The other half are religious figures, either demonic or saintly. I have to admit, I don't fully understand the theme here. I know Panhard based it on psychomagic, a sort of shamanic psychotherapy using the power of art. Simply put, it's a holy mass and an unholy mass in equal... Whoops. It's a holy mass and unholy mass in equal measures. A set of rituals meant to make the participants wholeheartedly accept they're both the worst and best this earth has to offer. Put on this mask at the very least. You're standing out. Here, that is a cool mask. I'm digging it. Man, this party seems awesome. I would love to go to one of these. Here. I heard the aesthetic basis for these parties is the black mass in the film Eyes Wide Shut. Some think this decision means Panhard's tone deaf, but it's quite the contrary. She knows the Anarchs are constantly looking for ways to undermine her through art and rhetoric that point out glaring contradictions in her theoretically benevolent rule. But instead of denying and suppressing aesthetics, suppressing aesthetics designed to criticize the elites, she embraces them. Instead of taking a Streisand effect, she effectively defangs the opposition. The resistance becomes a part of the system, and both the Camarilla and the Anarchs get the same message. Don't think of it as a pathology, think of it as the new normal. I'll collect the key advisors. They've already been told to come here. I don't think there's a need for us to hold the meeting in a particularly secluded place. We'll just do it over there. Are you certain? Absolutely. Wait. Is that Miss Sawinski I see behind you? Let Kadir talk. Let Kadir talk. No. I'm afraid so. I collected her on my way here because of her role as a La Sombra representative. Just say political hostage. You people have made it perfectly clear what's going to happen with my parents back in Chicago if I go against you. Oh, God. I realized she might become a target and decided to hide her at the art hole. Putting all my eggs in one basket will make my job easier. I'll look for a safe place for her to spend the night. Oh, is this the guy that we saw earlier? Is this the guy that we saw earlier that was weird, or is this a different guy? Let her stay with you for now, Asmai. Time is of the essence. I didn't notice him sneak up on us. Nice get up. Are you absolutely sure? Wait. Wait. Is Arturo the guy that I thought was hilarious? Where's the, No. Wait. Where is it? And La Sombra. Where was the thing about the... Nope. Oh, was this it right here? I don't remember. Alright, we'll just see what happens. Ah. But of course, everything we say here is going to become an open secret in a matter of minutes. Prince Panhard has already come up with the appropriate messaging. Out of the corner of my eye, I spot an elderly vampire guiding a young, fashionable human girl toward the basement, led like a lamb to the slaughter. Best not to think too deeply about what's going on underneath this place. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Before everyone gets here, I'd like to secure the perimeter. Easy now, Alasmai. All of the appropriate security protocols for you are already active. Me and the prince have already pulled some strings as well. The situation is mostly under control. Mostly under control, never let anyone sleep any easier. Alasmai. Oops. I know that as the prince's sword, you're aching for blood, but you have to accept that, like most weapons known to men, you're most effective hidden in the sheath. Was that a backhanded compliment? Or a threat? I don't know. Listen here now. Looks like a fascinating philosophical discussion in the making. But sadly, I'm forced to interrupt. Prince Panhard. All of a sudden, Samira appears between the two men, her calm and collected voice completely changing the atmosphere. As expected for a self-professed protector of the peace. Good for you. Samira, I hope you're enjoying yourself. To be quite honest, I feel out of place. She nods and smiles at me. Probably to signal she takes solace in not being the only person in the room who feels like a fish out of water. Especially now, seeing as I heard this meeting is meant for those of greater stature than mine. Nonsense. Oh. Ah, she kept talking. Nonsense. We have a delicate matter to discuss. One that might require severe judgment down the road. I think you... Ah, crap. Oops, hang on. I think you understand why I wished for a child of Hakim to be involved. Oh, okay, so she was just saying, like, oh, okay, no, you're important. Of course. What is with that expression on your face, Kadir? He quickly collects himself. Look who's joining us. The High Regent of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, Lady Aisling Sturbridge, walks up to our group in an outfit I would have never imagined her in, pretending everything is par for the course. Prince Panhard, the Sheriff, the Harpy, the Banu Hakim protege. Are we still waiting for someone? He's almost here. Shining even more brightly than usual, Aisling. I adore your outfit, Samira. Wish the prince allowed the same amount of effort for me. I, for one, am glad she didn't. I particularly love those horns. Thank you for reminding me. I put them on at the prince's behest, but I believe she's had more than enough fun. No, not yet. Ah, well, this will do for now. But you're not off the hook yet. I paid a costly price to see you like this. Both Kadir and the prince's voices are strained whenever they attempt humor. Their minds are obviously elsewhere, and it's not a happy place. Arturo, on the other hand, seems calm. Well, of course he is. We all celebrate our power in different ways, I suppose. Now, what is all this about? Just a moment. Over here, Addison! The Camaria's infamous spokesman approaches, pushed toward us in a wheelchair by his servant. Helen, everyone, I certainly hope this is something important. What a commanding tone. Seeing as Pine can't communicate normally, his servant really relays his words to us instead, and he's posh and snobby enough to make me believe I'm listening to his master's voice. Carter won't be joining us. He gave me fair warning he might not make it tonight. I've messaged him the details. I'll have to find time to meet him later, then. Finding time, searching for lost time. I swear it's all I do nowadays, and there's never enough. I guess now you understand why I insisted that this event must last all week. So many esteemed guests, many of them from out of town, each deserving at least a few hours. The figure in the wheelchair waves his hand impatiently. Yes, yes. Let's just cut to the chase now, shall we? That might be the wisest course of action, my prince. Arturo. My prince. Everyone. I think I already gave him a voice, but whatever. Everyone, let me begin by stressing these important points. The situation is largely under control. The negotiations are underway, and the situation is more tense than dangerous. We are safe. Let me repeat. We are safe. And with that out of the way, here's the big news. Baron Callahan, de facto leader of Anarchs in New York City, met his final death in his office tonight. Ooh. Oh, everyone's thinking about that. How did you find out? We have a good friend near his office. Their intel is as accurate as it gets. We've also established a negotiation channel with the Anarchs. They gave us all the confirmation we needed. Was our court involved in his destruction? I look at her in disbelief. So does everyone else. Not that the same thought hasn't passed through my head, but to simply exclaim it like that. Oh, spare me the virtue Oh, whoops. There we go. Spare me the virtue signaling. I thought we were being transparent here. I don't give a damn if we took care of Callahan or not. I just want to have a clear idea of what I'm dealing with. Yes, a clear answer. I need that too. To my knowledge, none of us present here ordered his destruction. Nor did we participate in it. Unless someone wants to confess, it's now or never. Of course, nobody speaks up. Arturo pretends to clear his throat. That's our official position as well. The Camaria's ruling body had nothing to do with it, and for all intents and purposes, his Anarch contenders had more interest in removing him than we did. That interest is sure to manifest in one way now. His former enemies will prop him up as a martyr for the cause. Yes. Yes. Which is... Whoop. Gotta wait. There we go. Yes, which is why we sadly cannot just leave the Anarchs to their own devices. As much as we'd like to avoid recognizing their sect in any way, we've offered to assist them in an official investigation. Addison Pine's wrinkled face contorts slightly. Let me ask you one question. You do realize those curs have no respect for our traditions, yes? Ooh, traditions. What are those? I know what they are, but still. Actually, no, it's probably different in the World of Darkness, now that I think about it. The 6 traditions... Oh, there's 6. 6 traditions form the basis of modern kindred law. The first tradition is the Masquerade. Thou shalt not reveal thy true nature. Don't let anybody figure out you're a vampire. Considered the most important of the bunch, but it's loosely interpreted pretty often. The second tradition is domain. Thy domain is thy own concern. All others owe thee respect while in it. I'm too much of a nobody to own a domain, so this one doesn't apply to me. Oh, so basically they're saying that if you're a vampire that's, like, actually important, if you have a house and they enter your house, they have to respect you. That's nice. The third tradition is progeny. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. Basically birth control, but for vampires. No new bloodsuckers unless somebody, or like the prince, agrees to it. The fourth tradition is accounting. Those thou create are thine own children. Their sins are thine to endure. If I fuck up real bad, Karen should face some consequences in theory. Okay, so basically if you make a new bloodsucker and they do something stupid and it's your fault that they did something stupid because you're responsible for them. Okay. The fifth tradition is hospitality. Honor one another's domain. Without the word of acceptance, thou art nothing. In New York City, this is usually understood as don't hunt on somebody else's turf, but in a city that houses over 8 million mortals, enforcement of this one's pretty lax. Yeah, I think that more has to do with, like I said, like if someone owns a domain and you enter the domain, just be responsible and respectful, okay? The sixth tradition concerns destruction. Thou art forbidden to destroy another of thy kind. The right of destruction belongeth only to the elder. So you don't get to kill a vampire until the prince gives you the go-ahead. And as sheriff, Kadir has the implicit go-ahead. So if Kadir... Okay, so that means if Kadir thinks someone needs to die, he has the okay to kill them. Everybody else, though... Okay, that's good to know, actually. I'm learning. I'm learning things every time I play this game. Sorry, checking my timer real quick. Okay. We do, Addison. But as a veteran politician, you should be deeply familiar with the words controlled opposition. Yes. For now, it's impossible... Whoops. It's impossible to fully contain the anarch threat in New York. For now, our only option is to prop up a candidate who will offer the least resistance to our future plans for the city. We extend our hand to the... I keep forgetting to wait. I'm so excited to voice these characters and learn more. I gotta wait. Also to take a breath. Okay. We extend our hand to the most promising contender, giving him a way to present himself as a diplomat, a man of reasonable compromise. The rabble falls in line. The purists grow angry and alienated. We've already contacted the best... Oh, sorry, sir. We've already contacted the best possible person in their sect. He will oversee the investigation, and it's in his best interest to show he's able to resolve the situation calmly. Is that good enough? Addison ponders the question for a while, then waves his hand again. It is. Proceed. Funny thing, nobody's paying any attention to me right now. That's good, though. Well, to be fair, Julia, you're considered not important to them, so... At least for now. Keep in mind, Mr. Payne, our man's people will still barely tolerate us, and the situation is volatile. The other factions within that sorry excuse for our sect might still try to escalate the conflict. I will do my best to solve the situation as fast as possible. How so? Kadir is momentarily taken aback by his question. I volunteer to coordinate the case with the Anarchs, of course. I refuse. You have more important duties to focus on. Once more, Kadir is stunned. All due respect, Prince, but if you don't consider me capable of tackling this issue and attending to my usual duties at the same time, I think you gravely underestimate me. Your penchant for working yourself to the bone is well known and appreciated by everyone in this room, Sheriff. But so is your perfectionism. If we do grant your wish, and let you investigate while still fulfilling your routine obligations, can you guarantee you're going to give both of these tasks your best? I can guarantee something very close to my best. Close to your best doesn't cut it, alas my. Talks a lot. Not when the vultures are out in force. Callahan's destruction is sure to cause unrest among the Anarchs, and there's an obvious outlet for the pent-up rage. I want to make this perfectly clear. The celebrations will continue as planned, no matter what. This is why your presence here is absolutely necessary, Sheriff. We rely on your constant protection. Of course, my prince. We must be on constant vigil for a few days. Al-Asmai's sword must be constantly pointed at the enemy surrounding us. Oh, he doesn't like that. Oh, she took the horns off. Good for you, Aisling. She got tired of him, probably. The timing of the Baron's destruction is impeccable. The Anarch leaders are sure to point at us and claim we're shamelessly celebrating his end. Does anybody believe it's just a coincidence? Murders are messy. Murders are messy, almost as messy as politics. It's impossible to reliably predict the outcome of any violent action. I think it'd be wise of us to brace for a lot of unfortunate Let me try that one more time. I think it'd be wise of us to brace for a lot of unfortunate coincidences, Aisling. In any case, the rabble can't get the impression that their power struggles are of great concern to us, but they also can't think we have something to hide. Which brings me to my point. We do need a symbolic gesture, one displaying expertly measured intensity. My best bet is a humble diplomatic envoy, a low-level official acting as an investigator of sorts. I implore you, Prince. Kadir. He bites his tongue and struggles to collect himself. I rarely see him lose his temper, at least where the Camarilla is involved. What's going on? I wonder about your suggestion for this rule. After all, it's not particularly prestigious, but carries a lot of responsibility. We're still talking about a Camarilla representative. Oh, I think there's a very obvious candidate. Both he and Kadir look at me simultaneously. Everyone else in the room does too. Wait a second, he can't— Oh, he does, Julia. You've just been nominated for one of the worst jobs right now. Miss Julia, once again, your full name eludes me at the moment. Am I allowed to speak? Or maybe I should wait for permission? Before I make up my mind, the sheriff sighs deeply and speaks up. Sawinski. Miss Julia Sawinski. Right. I understand you used to be an investigative journalist before your embrace. That's correct. Among others. The Banu Hakim Primogen insisted that you are worthy of greater privileges and should be given a chance to prove yourself. Samira measures Arturo with suspicion. Uh-oh. Oh, that little bastard. Oh, I know what's going on. So basically, Samira thought about putting in a good word for Julia. Like, yo, Julia does really good work. I think she's worth more to us than you guys think. And they're using this as an opportunity. Oh, those bastards. Man, vampires are the worst. They are the worst. Wow. Yes. Do you still think she's capable? She looks me deep in the eye. I swear she's telepathically trying to tell me, please, please, please don't fuck this up, you dumbass little white girl. Of course. Good. And I'm sure that you, Al-Asmai, have no problem with your protege embarking on this mission? Save for the pain a mother feels when watching her child leave the nest? Whether I do or don't is not particularly important right now, is it? It absolutely is. Panhard's backing of Arturo momentarily blindsides him. Prince Panhard, If Arturo's plan is reckless, I want you to tell me. I need a simple yes or no answer. Is the girl capable? Now he knows he's left with no choice. I wouldn't entrust her with all the responsibilities I have if she wasn't. He exchanges glances with me, but his look is different than Samir's. It's as if he is trying to apologize to me. Yeah, because this job sucks. This job's terrible. Like, of course you're going to be mad at that. Like, they're basically telling her, hey, person who we usually don't give a shit about, you're only useful to us if you act as a spy. Like, wow, that sucks. This poor girl's just trying to do her job, and she's doing decent at it, and now all of a sudden, like, that sucks. That sucks. These vampires suck. Pun intended. Here we are then. A recommendation from the Banu Hakim Primogen and the Sheriff. To tell you the truth, I was just throwing out ideas, but with this backing, I can't doubt the Night Clan's representative will get the job done. I'm certain each of us feels the same, Mr. Payne. The atmosphere in the room mostly suggests people are glad they don't have to discuss the topic further. A shrug here, an averted gaze there. Yeah, they all know that this is basically a middle finger. None of them wanted to do this job. So they threw it on the new person because if she messes up, then it's like, oh, well, they're fine. Wow, that sucks. It is as you say. I will watch the way she handles the situation with great interest. Well then, Miss Sawinski, looks like you've got your chance for a big break. Big break doesn't mean much by itself. All I see is a big responsibility being placed on my shoulders. What do I stand to gain here exactly? Even though I'd normally jump at the chance to be useful, I play it cool. All of a sudden, not only everyone acknowledges my existence, but believes I can handle solving a tense criminal case. Something seems too good to be true. Okay, we're gonna stop it right here because I just realized I'm running out of time, but wow, things have super duper escalated now. Like, holy cow, they've escalated. I don't know what to expect now, honestly. Things are getting quite interesting, though. I'm liking it. I'd hope you guys are too. At that point, I'm almost out of time, and I gotta make my end brief because I went a little farther than I should have. Hope you guys are all doing well. I will see you next time.